Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Apologies for this weird setup right now. I'm literally just chasing the light in my new house. I came all the way up to our top floor, which is a complete disaster. I guess not complete disaster, but it's kind of a disaster right now. I promise this will not be my background. That's like the attic area. That's like my downstairs area. I've got like a unicorn on the ground and boxes and Cora's up here. So yeah, apologies for the background, but I wanted to get this video filmed today. I'm actually off today. The day that I'm filming, it's July 30th. I am going back to work tomorrow, so I wanted to be able to film this today so that I could get it up and edited and all of that stuff for you guys to see. So now that I just talked to you for a little bit, let's get into my July budget. I'm sitting here with my oh poop mug, having some coffee. So as you can see, I always have my income blocked out. It's actually interesting. This will be changing a little bit. I'm losing my social media client, one of my clients, so that money won't be coming in anymore, which is good and bad. I really enjoyed working with her, but we just had really different working styles. She had a hard time like letting me take over her content, and she did a lot of things really last minute. And because I'm doing this part-time, you know, when I would get emailed at like 8 p.m. that I needed to do something for the next morning, it was just really hard for me to try to figure that out. Plus I was working with her for like a third of my normal rate, which is my own fault. But she decided that she wanted to go with an agency that could spend a little bit more time with her content, which is totally fine. It honestly was something that I was, this just wasn't working for me either. So yeah, so with that, no longer working with her. So that will be coming out of my budget. I think I get paid one more time from her, and then that'll be coming out of my budget. But that has nothing to do with this August budget or with this July budget right now. So as you can see, I got my $90 payment from Ben. Again, these things will all change in August, but we're going through July, which was my last budget. You guys are like shaking. Sorry, we'll figure out this quality, guys, I promise. I think you're like kind of shaking a little bit from the air. We might just have to deal with this. Sorry, guys. So as you can see, $90 payment from Ben came in. I was anticipating other miscellaneous payments to be around $40, but it was closer to $130. That was some money that was moved from my June budget. That was a few Etsy payments for my beginner budgeting template. If you're interested in that, I always have the link down below. It's $5 on Etsy, immediate download, and you can like start budgeting right away. So I made a couple of sales with that. And then I also got like $70 back from supplements that I didn't use. So that's something, if any of you use like supplements or things like that, and if you decide you're not going to use them, send them back. So I didn't even like think about that, but I had bought these supplements for like a SIBO issue I was having and decided that I wasn't going to do it anymore. And it was like $70 worth of supplements that I got back. But because I had already budgeted that money from the month prior, I got to kind of use this as extra income this month, I guess. So, which is good because things were very, very tight this month. So then moving on to my regular costs, everything is pretty much the same, everything was pretty much budgeted. I only went over on a couple areas here. So $1272.16 for our last rent payment. Do you see, Cora? $12.95 for Canva, $15 for Libsyn, 99 cents for my email, $10 for therapy, $69.43 for car insurance. Electric was $30, which was $10 under budget. And then my commute was $10 over budget, so that's $40. My doctor was $10. Tolls and gas was over by about $2. and my savings was $0, and my Verizon bill was $15 over, and that is because we went over on our data this month. So a lot of that was me. Normally, I'm not the one that goes over on data, so this month it was me though, so I paid part of that. Then moving on, ignore these pink. That's the areas that I need to switch over to my new bank account. That's why it's highlighted in pink like that, so I don't forget. But all of my debt payments were the minimum this month, and all of them were paid. So you can kind of see them right here. I won't go through each of them. You guys have seen them before. Moving on to my variable expenses. So I was $27 over on groceries. Again, that is because I give $250 to Ben at the beginning of the month. And then anything, like if I have to run to the grocery store and I can't grab his card, I pay for it. And it was super annoying, but we knew that it was only going to be a couple of months. So soon, as in like as of tomorrow, the next day, we will be using the same debit card. So with that, this should never happen again. I will also have access to our grocery budget. So that shouldn't happen anymore. I was $57.95 over on restaurants and coffee shops. This is very high. I understand that. But as you can see, a lot of payments here. With traveling to Nashville, with moving, with like all of this stuff, we just weren't prepared with food. And then I had 2 coworkers leave. So a lot of the money for like going out to dinner, getting drinks with them, and because they were coworkers on my team that I'm not going to see anymore, it was important to me to be able to hang out with them a couple last times. So that is a little over budget, but nothing crazy. And then this will be drastically lower though, now that we're living in the suburbs. I have no intention of eating out as much as I had been. 1, because I won't have access to the restaurants in Chicago, but 2, because I've asked Ben to chill out with his grocery spending, and he has asked me to chill out with my restaurant spending. So until we're in a better place financially, meaning we know how much all of our expenses are, we are bringing in more money, which should be happening here, I mean, in the next month or 2. Hopefully by like October, I'm really hoping that we are like flying high. This won't be as much of a worry, but when things are really tight, when I'm asking Ben to make really, to be like really careful with how much he's spending, I can't be going out and spending like $100 at Starbucks every month or things like that. So I'm making coffee at home and chilling out with the restaurants. We do have one lunch scheduled with a friend of ours, and we're going to Wisconsin. So it'll be a test. We are going to have to learn how to like make sure that we're bringing food with us for the for our road trips, so we're not stopping at like a Chipotle, things like that. And the lunch that we're going with a friend, she was actually really amazing, but she like picked out this really beautiful restaurant that we all wanted to go to, but Ben was like, hey, like August is really tight for us, we're like trying to figure out this stuff. So we picked out a different place that was a little bit cheaper with food and things like that, and she was like totally open to it and super nice about it. And I think that's one thing with like budgeting, is learning to talk to people and tell them what's going on and not be afraid that they might be annoyed or things like that, or like that people pleasing issue. So like really just being open and being like, this is an area that we're struggling with and we hope that you can understand, I guess. I just saw my nails and they look really good. Anyway, so back into July. Sorry, I have a lot to say today. It's probably the coffee. I spent $35 of my $130 that I had budgeted for supplements, which is good because so many of these other things were kind of over budget. So it was really low this month. It'll probably be high in the next couple of months. I started working with a new functional medicine practitioner, and I will be seeing a new functional medicine doctor in the next week or 2. So I'm sure that'll get upped a little bit there. So if you've already watched our August budget, you'll see that I have like budgeted about a little bit more than currently what there is, but this month I didn't use as much. Household, I went over just a little bit. It was Ben's birthday, my mom's birthday. I bought cards for just like friends and stuff. So household was just a little bit over by $10. And business expenses was under by 11 cents. Those were the stickers for my planner. I put up my first planner video on the channel. In fact, when you see this, there might even be the second planner video. So I'll put the link to that down below if you're interested. If you're not interested in planners, totally cool. I don't even know if I'm that interested enough to like continue with the videos, but I thought it would be fun just to kind of show you guys what I'm doing there. So I went over on miscellaneous buffer. I spent money on a Bunny's Buddies donation, which is like a, it's a dog rescue, and she rescues mostly golden retrievers from the meat trade in China, Korea, like all over there. So I only gave her like $10, but I really felt called to it, so I did. I bought an Amazon book, and then I bought a gift for my coworker for her last day. For clothing and beauty, I went over by $26. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I put in a Honest Company order, which is this mascara, and what else did I get? Oh, I got a face lotion, and then I just put in an order yesterday for Loving Tan, so I'll write that in here. It's just a like a tanning mousse that I use. I don't use it super often, as you can tell. I'm pretty pale right now, but we have our second wedding reception in 2 weeks, and I would like to have a little bit of a tan for that. So I bought that. That's not a purchase I make very often though. Cora, we're moving into sinking funds. So Cora, we put $75 in a sinking fund for her. That paid, however, it's like a sinking fund, but also a variable expense, which is why I have it up on the top there. So I pay for her bills out of that money, and then anything that's left over goes into the sinking fund. So I had to buy her neck guard, and then we also bought her food. So that's in there for that. Car maintenance, we put $0 toward that this month. We, meaning me, $600 toward my moving fund. That was for the moving U-Haul truck, which highly don't recommend U-Haul. I've had so many issues with them, and they totally effed us over again this time, but thankfully everything worked out. And then $550 was my half of the dog security deposit. Very high dog security deposit. Honestly, if we didn't love this place so much, we probably would have questioned that. We had to pay half month's rent in dog security deposit along with a regular security deposit. So it's like $3,500 right out of pocket that we weren't anticipating. Moving on, I put $25 toward my Pays to Be Brave savings. So that actually already went toward, right? Yeah, toward my savings for Pays to Be Brave. Then I put $10 into a contacts like savings fund. It's a lot more in August, which you've seen if you've already watched that video. And then I put $24 in my justjessieblog.com yearly payment. So that brings me to $1,635.02 for that area. And total out was $4,475.87, which was a little bit over what we had budgeted. But as you guys know, we brought in more money, so that helped. I have about $51 remaining. So as I told you at the beginning of this video, it's technically July 30th. All of my bills are paid through July, but like just in case anything else comes up, I'm gonna leave that in there just for a minute. But as of Thursday, when it's August 1st and everything should be ready to go, that money I will be transferring into my Pays to Be Brave ticket and savings, because I already had to purchase my train ticket and it was like $400. My work paid about $83 of that, and I put a little bit of extra money. I think I already put the $25 in this sinking fund toward that actually. So I have to put any additional that I have at the end of the month toward that. And then from there, I am going to be paying that off with my sinking fund coming up, which will be a lot more money than like $25 a month. But yeah, so that is my, what month is it? July budget. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you've been enjoying this content. We have a lot of house content coming up here soon with like cleaning videos and like packing, unpacking. We put up like an empty house tour, things like that. So we're kind of getting used to our new little area of life here in the suburbs. We are liking it so far. Cora's loving the yard. I haven't been sleeping super well just because I'm still getting used to the area, but I finally slept in a little bit this morning, which is great. I'm so happy I took off a couple of days before going back to work. So yeah, that was a video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below if there's anything else you'd like to see. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.